On the 6th of June 1859, Babington Macaulay started an initiative with the financial support from James Davis, Daniel Taiwo, Moses Johnson, and a few others, opening the door for the many generations in Nigeria. What are you doing for posterity? How do you want to be remembered? High School Duel, Back to Basics, starting July 5th, 2025.
I'm a first generation college student, meaning that I'm the first to attend the university. For my family,
I just love calculating and using my head and solving puzzles and things like that.
I also love challenges generally, sometimes basically something like exams, something like that, things that can keep me on the edge.
I would always want to take the lead. I wouldn't want to stay at the background and watch things go wrong.
I see myself as a full-stack developer and pursuing a career in AI and robotics.
I began to research on them, then I'm like, this is actually interesting. So like from there, I started liking chemistry because chemistry is one of my best subjects.
I like socializing. Like I'm not one that likes staying by myself, so I don't like being alone.
I always find a way to do something trivial, something different from academics, something fun.
I was very interested in helping people improving lives medically.
I see myself as someone who created free education for those living in Africa, especially those living with disabilities.
So I've been faced like a lot of academic challenges, like I have to like overcome some certain things.
My interest in STEM is not something that was sparked by a single incident. It's something that's gradual. I just liked it like from when I was small.
Watching University Duel 2025 Battle of the Best Brains. And the search to find Nigeria's University STEM champions continues as we have just 3 teams left in the competition at this stage, heading into semi-final day 2. And last night we saw the brilliance of Bells and Veritas come to the fore as they competed in the first semi-final game, and it was Veritas who had the quality to verify their place in the grand finale. Tonight we'll find out which team joins them in that stage. And everything is set for you as the competing students are ready for the fun. So whatever your agenda, they will always try to get your attention by choosing the right agenda. They'll give you a lovely mixture like that gotten from a blender, so as a viewer, your excitement levels over others will never get slender. My name is Chuma, nolly excited to be your host for this, and it should be an exhilarating, exciting and entertaining contest tonight. It is Covenant University taking on Obafemi Awolowo University, and I'm delighted to have in-house with me some amiable personalities. They have gone into the real world and have become a success story. Their story set to inspire these competing students to know that you can excel in school and also excel in the real world in the years to come. Let's say hi to Joseph and Philomena. So good to see both of you. Joseph, first off, I love your hair.
Thank you.
There's this swag that comes with how you look.
Okay, yeah. My daughter tells me that often.
You see, they are the younger generation, so they will understand these things even better than yourself in the context of the conversation right now. Nice to see both of you. So for a start, right, semi-final stage we're in at the moment. When you have a competition like this, how does it make you feel as a Nigerian? A competition that promotes STEM in Nigeria.
It's interesting to see that things of such are coming up among the younger generation, so it's also preparing them for the outside world. So the spirit of competition and all of that. So it's a very commendable program that you're having here.
Joseph, when you think back at your time in school, was there something like this?
It's going to integrated science.
And you
Going to
integrated
the
into it the right way.
Yeah, but people like us can stand it, you know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, STEM is actually what this country needs right now. Yeah, we need to move from an agrarian society to high technology that would impact us very seriously. So this is quite commendable, beautiful.
That's the wish and drive, really, because many times people ask when they're in school, that DYDX I learned in further maths, how is it helping me develop a car? But competitions like this give us that chance. And speaking about competitions like this, while you're enjoying University Duel 2025, there's the second part of the competition. It's called the Smart Challenge. That one has to do with these stars and students showing us the practical abilities they have beyond theory as to using the application of STEM in solving daily problems in our Nigerian society. The final for that one will take place on the 29th of March. Yeah, that's next weekend, so watch out for that one. Should be massive fun. The final, by the way, for University Duel 2025 is for March 30. University STEM Champions. Beautiful when you graduate to the first class in school, but you see people joke on social media at times and say, "Maybe first class will give you work." For both of you who have come through the school system, you were telling me, Joseph, off the camera, that you represented your hall and then later got into your school team with a competition like this as well too during your time. Can you share with us that reality of shining in school and being able to carry that shine to exude that quality in the real world? Or are we going to be saying truly it's one thing to have the first class in school, it doesn't guarantee you success in the real world?
Okay, let me say this very quickly. So I went to UI and I represented Inti Hall, the greatest hall ever in Nigerian universities for this kind of a quiz. Do you get me now? So very fast, very quick, and all of that. And then I used it to get accommodation all of my 4 years because I was a quiz champion. They gave me room. And then sometimes, somehow, my final year, the medical service came and disgraced me. They disgraced me. You get? I left. But you see, to answer your question now, you see, application of knowledge is now what is driving the world. In our age, I'm 56 years old now, so
you don't look it.
Yeah, I'm fine. That's why. Don't look it. So I graduated in 1991. So you're expected to take it in and dump. Take it in and dump. Take it in and dump. And that's why they will produce a large army of people who are not leaders, who are just executioners. So what I'm seeing here and what I think STEM, or what I know of STEM, is application. So I begin to have a new set of Nigerians, a new set of people who are now applying knowledge. And it's beginning to show in critical sectors of the economy: technology, entertainment, media. That's what you guys are doing here today because of that application. So this thing, you get me now, will push a lot more people, you get me now, into that space where we apply knowledge and put Nigeria in a position to compete favorably with serious countries in this world.
You're very on point. I'm still thinking, by the way, you don't look 56. I just had to say that again. Now let's delve into what we have for you for tonight. Covenant University ready to battle Obafemi Awolowo University. You can use the hashtag, by the way, for the game to follow and drop your comments on social media. You can always follow everything happening in this competition via social media. You'll see that on your screen right now. University Duel 2025 with all of the fun for you. Now, there's some beautiful thing around this game. The fact that it's one of the long-standing tertiary institutions in Nigeria, OAU, against one of the long-standing private schools in the country, Covenant. So this is federal government versus private. A chance for us to gauge where we are too, in the education sector in the country. I'm sure that adds some extra drama to this, Joseph.
Yeah, it does. I seem to see a rush of private universities and begin to irritate me. You get we're not really managing or handling the ones we have just yet. We just heard now they just approved another 11 and all of that. And then the old schools are not being well managed for whatever it is. You get, but one of the old schools emerging in this kind of a competition is quite commendable. I went to UI and when they called me, I said, "Oh, come for instance, I was very excited. I was like, well, I'm going to come and mentor UI. I'm going to come and mentor UI. And I go here and my UI didn't even make it. The brilliant thing about the whole thing is that we have an old generation school that is showing its forte, is showing its strength, is showing its sturdity and anything like that, you know, coming against private university. And the beautiful thing about private university is, I hope I'm not talking too much already, is that is the fact that for it to have come this far, you get, it shows, you know, the fact that these promoters, whatever those behind it, you get, have shown tremendous focus in what they're trying to achieve. So this is quite exciting.
Team battle again, because it's going to be a case for bragging rights as well, too, as to which stands better. And speaking about standing better, Philomena, so 4 semi-finalists heading into this weekend before we had semi-final number 1 yesterday. 3 of them were private schools. OAU were the only standing federal school in the competition. As things stand right now, we know Veritas are in the final, courtesy of their 69-43 max victory against Bells University of Technology. So there's a possibility of seeing an all-private school final or one that has to do with the federal school and the private school.
So it's been an amazing competition so far.
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't have a very good experience coming from the public university.
Okay.
So seeing the private universities emerging, doing amazingly well, it's commendable. They're doing very well. And OAU on the other side has done well to have been able to compete on same level with them. So we're just watching, so excited, and I'm anticipating to see an amazing competition this evening.
We're certainly looking forward to an amazing competition this evening for you, and the battle is about to unfold. Covenant University set to take on Obafemi Awolowo University. How did they get to the semi-finals in the first place? Covenant had to play the likes of Uniport, Onabisi Onabanjo University, and UNN in the group stage. Covenant won their first game and then went on to lose their next 2 games, but still qualified with 3 points. Went into the quarterfinals, had to face University of Lagos and beat Unilag by a whooping 98 to 12 points. Ooh. You know, in football terms, that's where you say you flogged them, you hammered, you malleted. But that was the brilliance really of Covenant in the quarterfinals. So they moved from adversity to getting success with diversity.
Brilliant.
Now they want to show you they're a fantastic university.
Brilliant.
You know, for OAU, they're unbeaten. They're unblemished in this competition. The group stage, they had to take on Lautech, Veritas, and LASU. They beat all of these teams. Went into the quarterfinals and beat Uniben by 58 to 42 marks.
Oh, that's good.
So they're undented. I'm sure they come into this competition at this stage in semi-finals with some extra confidence, you know, Philomena, because it's a case of they haven't tasted defeat yet.
Exactly.
On the other hand, that could have a negative effect on them too, because if at any point they are behind, you know, you've not experienced it before. Covenant have experienced both ends. What do you think about that trajectory or that potential situation?
So I see for this competition, each and every one of them, they're going to come up with their best. So I don't think any of them haven't gotten to this stage is going to relax. So they are going to come out with the best, because this is just almost like the end. So they're going to come up with the best of the best. So we don't even have to underrate any of them at this moment.
It is. And for you too, you know, Joseph, because you're looking at it from that perspective of OAU, 5 games, all 5 won. But it could count for nothing if they lose just 1. So it's funny how competitions go sometimes, right? You're in the group stage, you have an opportunity to make mistakes and rectify those mistakes like Covenant did. When you're in the knockout rounds, you don't have that chance. So we're seeing a situation where I'm just imagining, if Covenant were to win this competition, they would have lost 2 games but still won the competition. And OAU, for example, if they were to be knocked out now, would have lost only 1 game but not won the competition. Funny situation, right?
Very. And so they have to work against, they have to fight against overconfidence. You understand? That could be the Achilles heel. They have to work against overconfidence. They have to make that last push, you know, not relaxing, so you can just have a clean slate all through.
And for Obafemi Awolowo University, as we get ready to go to the 10:01 arena with our quiz master Joyce Daniels on standby with the competing students, I'll just highlight 2 students you have to watch out for both schools, Covenant and Obafemi Awolowo University. I'm sure Philomena and Joseph will also buy into this as well. We know Obafemi Awolowo University has a population of over 35,000 students compared to Covenant, who have just over 9,000. This is where somebody will say population, no they play. It's what you have. Everybody has 3 members for each of the schools at this stage.
I would like to study chemical engineering at the University of Miami because I would like to look more into the chemistry world and use chemistry to innovate the world.
That's good.
15 kilometers. 1/2 tangent. 19.2 centimeters.
WR.
Sperm.
Vexillology.
Dorothy.
Bacteria.
30 minutes.
28.
University Duel, Nigeria. The battle of the best brains.
Yeah, this is a standout player for Obafemi Awolowo University. His name is CUOOAU. He's just 17 years of age, and he's been a bright star for them in the competition, studying electronics and electrical engineering. For a 17-year-old, he's in his second year. Looks like a fearless youngster. It's just incredible, really, what he's doing for himself. And all of these students are first-class students in their respective rights. And for CUOOAU, his CPGA right now is 4.86. Oh, the boy is stunning. He's incredible, really. And he got 5 A's in his SSCE.
Wow.
Yeah, so you have to watch out for him as we get into the game itself. He is the shining light for Obafemi Awolowo University. And for Covenant University as well, too, they have their own fair share of brilliance. It's funny because their man is taller than CUOOAU, but both of them have been the best when it comes to their mark accumulation in the entire competition. His name is Gift, and he really is gifted. 18 years of age, and he's also studying computer engineering. His hobby is reading. He wants to become a computer engineer in the future. Himself and CUOOAU have accumulated the highest number of points in this competition so far, marks as we love to call it. Wow. So the shining stars have been 17 years and 18 years respectively. Watch out for them, really. Now we can get into that, you know who to watch out for in football. This will be like a Ronaldo versus Messi thing. That TV is going to happen here as well. It is University Duel 2025, battle of the best brains. Time to go to the 10:01 arena for more of the excitement as to quick balls. But before I make that happen, I sure would love to get the predictions and expectations from my two mentors, Philomena and Joseph. This is where you decide. Who are you having a covenant with? Covenant or OAU, Philomena?
So I'm going to be supporting Covenant. Reason being that I was having a discussion with my daughter yesterday, and I was telling her that I would want her to be in Covenant University after her secondary school.
Nice.
So come in here, okay? Let me support them and see how it goes.
And how about you, Joseph?
Well,
this one you'll be hailing federal universities all this one. I think I know where you're going to.
When I went to Federal University, I went to UI, sister school to Ife.
Yeah.
So, and they're just 12 months here, and there's two schools, so she's gone there, so I just go here.
On the 6th of June, 1859, Babington Macaulay started an initiative with the financial support from James Davis, Daniel Taiwo, Moses Johnson, and a few others, opening the door for the many generations in Nigeria. What are you doing for posterity? How do you want to be remembered? High School Duel, Back to Basics, starting July 5th, 2025.
This is us at the semi-finals of the University Duel. Today we'll be facing Obafemi Awolowo University, which I must say is going to be a very interesting one. So far in this competition, we've had the advantage of winning all of our quarters in the quick balls, and we hope to replicate the same in this semi-finals match. One of our strengths, we've identified out of the 4 topics, we've identified the ones that each of us have personal strengths in. I'm taking verbal, he's taking maths, he's taking data analysis. General knowledge is like a free ground for the 3 of us. So we are going to capitalize on that as well to make the most of our opportunities here today.
Are we scared of the competition? I don't think so. Every school year has a great opportunity of winning this competition here, but I believe that we've prepared well enough for whatever it is that may come our way. And yeah, I think we are very confident going into this match.
As for our alumni, I wish they hope us the best so that we can win this competition and hopefully make them proud.
We are not going to be doing anything different. It's just like you've all seen in our games against Veritas, LASU, and the others. We are just going to make sure that we're going to increase our speed and accuracy, just like before, but on different levels. We pray that Allah gives us the strength to do this and eventually win this game, inshallah.
Our semi-final match against Covenant University, it's not that we are going to be scared of them, but we respect them and we have seen the quality of them, of the team, and we are going to put in our best, expecting the best.
And as for our fans, they should be expecting the best from us because we are depending on God, and whatever comes out from God is always the best.
All right, we'll find out between both of you who will be smiling the most when we're done with the entire competition. But time to go to the quick balls, which is more like the first half of competition. It is semi-final day 2 for University Duel 2025 Battle of the Best Brains. And we can see the very best from Covenant University locking horns with the brilliance of Obafemi Awolowo University. I'll be back in a bit to tell you more. Enjoy.
3 less than twice the sum of a number and 6 is at most. What is the range of values that satisfy this condition? In a bag with 6 yellow, 3 green and 2 red balls, what is the probability of drawing 2 green balls without replacement?
3/55.
Aziz needs 36 pounds for
96. 96.
If log base 3 of x equals 4, what is the value of 6x?
81.
Which desert is the largest?
Sahara.
What is the resulting molarity of mixing 100 ml of 4 molar solution with a 200 ml of 2 molar solution?
8/3.
Lion is surprised as fish is to what?
School.
Which country is the largest producer of milk in the world by contributing a staggering?
India.
How many ways can a committee of 4 people be chosen from a group of 12?
495.
Complete the series Piano is to Music.
Palettes.
What letter comes next in the sequence A, C, E, G, dash?
I.
Complete the series Mercenary is to Wages as Dilettante is to what? The probability of rain on Monday is 0.3 and on Tuesday?
0.12.
How many diagonals are there in a pentagon and a hexagon together?
7.
A company's revenue decreased by 15% this year. If the revenue was $3 million last decade,
2,550,000.
find the missing element in the series ACBDFE-JLK.
GIH.
If a function is analytic, its real and imaginary parts satisfy what?
Maxwell equation.
Section, secure, secretary, sector, second. Choose the word which would come third if arranged alphabetically.
Secretary.
What is referred to as
LAN.
If you spin a spinner with 8 equal sections numbered 1 through 8, what is the probability of landing on a multiple of 3?
1/4.
In a 6-liter mix with 4... In a 6-liter mix with 4:1 milk is to water ratio, how much water must be added to change the ratio to 1:2? In a 10,000 liter tank with 2.5% full,
9,750.
if a car travels 150 miles in 3 hours, what is its speed in miles per minute? Gift.
5/6.
How many times more intense is an 8 decibel sound more than a 60 decibel sound? Gift.
100.
A recipe uses 1 cup of sugar for 24 cookies.
300.
CUOOAU. A 20% bread price drop allows 6.4 kg more for 5,112 rands. Find the ratio of original to reduced price. Agusha is the loss of which sense? Run. A rectangular tank, 8 meters by 5 meters by 6 meter, drains at 4 meter cube per minute.
6.
CUOOAU. A data set with 150 points means 85 and SD 20. What is the third quartile if the Z score for the 75th?
120.
OAU. A package has 3 items of pocket. CUOOAU.
3.
Find the derivative of
3x squared plus 6x minus 5.
1417 can be gifts.
MCDXVII.
All right, that was an exciting contest to start between the two sides, Covenant University and the brilliance of Obafemi Awolowo University. As things stand, it looks like it's Covenant who are trying to march on to the final. They got the first quarter of quick balls 40-20, and the second quarter ended 40-40. Just reminds me of when we're growing up and they see you're running away, they see they run 440. Did you hear of that line?
Yeah,
Am I the only one who grew up in Calabar hearing a line like that? First thing I noticed was the trepidation, the tension that is exuding from the players in quotes for OAU. Our star boy Kwayum, I could see him quiet at the point, and then, you know, and I'm wondering, is it the occasion or is it perhaps the thought process of they came into this unbeaten and had a condescending approach towards CU, and they're seeing CU shine and they're like, oh wow, are we ready for these guys?
I could see the guy, he came in here with, there's no need for friendship, we're here for business, so, and he's ready for business. I don't think it's tension at this time. So he's just trying to understand what is happening and not to lose guard. That is just what I see there anyway. So they're doing well.
Really, and the good thing about this, Joseph, is the fact that so the marks that they get in this first half don't really matter. So what happens is you have 4 quarters in the first half. If you win quarter 1, for example, the advantage you now have is when we go into the second half brain match, where the marks count. If you had won quarter 1 in the first half, it means you now have the advantage to start, to choose what you want to play in the second half for quarter 1, because you had the advantage from the first half. So there are enough chances for both schools to right their wrongs if they thought they made any mistakes. And I'm sure that for OAU, who at the moment are seeing Covenant rise ahead of themselves, they still have time to rectify the mistakes, right?
But what I see in the OAU team is I see young children who seem to be overwhelmed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when I'm overwhelmed, so it's beginning to dawn on them now that we are actually carrying our school. Do you understand? So maybe at the beginning of this whole competition, maybe the whole school population didn't take it as seriously. So they've come this far. I'm sure maybe the VC has called. Maybe the VC has called. Maybe they've seen.
Because they're so close now.
Yeah, so I can actually see the guy do like this. He doesn't want to fail. Do you understand? And the one thing I want to say again is that I'm looking beyond all of this, and I'm seeing a democratization of brilliance. You get, leveraging social status. You get where you see people who are attending private schools, and we know how much their fees are. People are attending public schools, and then the public school people are really holding down. They say, well, we're going to show you guys. We're going to show you guys. I like this.
Purple, where real estate, lifestyle, and convenience converge. Amplify your brand with our iconic LED screens, providing unparalleled visibility. Experience shopping, dining, and entertainment at Purple Maryland and Purple Lekki.
And we do have 2 more quarters before the end of the quick buzz. Joyce Daniel still on standby with the competing students. This, like I said, is a chance really for these schools to prove their mettle and mentally prepare themselves for the stage that matters the most, which is the brain match. Just to remind you that this is University Duel 2025 Battle of the Best Brains. This is the penultimate game before the grand finale, because whichever of these 2 sides matches on to the final will take on Veritas on the 30th of March to get the bragging right of being called Nigeria's University STEM champions. And you had a mixed blend, really, Philomena, because beyond science knowledge, debate club as well for you too.
Yes.
So it's that ability to not just read and be able to write in exams, but to be able to express it as well through debate.
Yes, so like I mentioned earlier that I was involved in debates in school, and it helped me to build my confidence. All right, so let me mention a little. So when we talk about STEM, it's very important that the younger generation has to understand that for you to thrive in the real economy, you must be knowledgeable in that side. There's apparently nothing you can do today without STEM involved. I read computer science in school, and I ventured into cleaning and pest control services. Everything I do there, today we are integrating technology into pest control, even in cleaning service. So everything STEM is required. You can't even, you don't need to underestimate it. So we are encouraging the young ones to put their attention, even, somebody used to say, not certificate, it's not all about certificate, but all of them work together. Certificate is important, and certificate is also important. So
it's all encompassing, really, after all said and done. And speaking about all encompassing, by the way, the stats suggest that heading into this game, again, for obvious reasons, courtesy of the quality being exuded by OAU as an unbeaten team, they had a 54% chance of winning this game. That's what the stats were saying. Covenant had a 46% chance. However, we know that Covenant, after the first 2 quarters of the first half.
What is the probability of rolling
1/6?
What is the word riot gift?
120.
Solve the logic.
16. 16.
What is the Z-score of a data point to the value? 2. CUOOAU. In a bag with 6 yellow, 3 green, and 2 red balls, what is the probability of drawing 2 red balls without replacement? CUOOAU.
1/55.
In a room with 2 green, 3 yellow, 4 blue chairs, how many ways can Raj choose 3 chairs with at least 1 yellow? CUOOAU. Tolu. Which vampire movie did Robert Pattinson? Alero. How many ways can 4 students be selected? Tolu.
15.
Find the missing word. Battery to Alero.
Magnet.
In the pie chart, if a pie chart shows 45% of the budget on sale, what angle does this slice represent?
162.
For you. What type of graph is best for Alero?
Line graph.
Complete the series. Typhoid is to bacteria, hepatitis is to what? Lekon. Finish these titles by Shakespeare, Anthony, and Dash. If a data set has a mean of 55, a standard deviation of 7, and a Z-score of 2, Tolu.
9.
What is the median of numbers 4, 8? Give. For the recorded observation, the coefficient of a variation is 20. CUOOAU.
20. 20.
In a competition with points 60, 40, 43, 44, 46.
46.
A student must answer 10 out of 13 questions, choosing at least 4 from the first 5. How many choices does he have? If the letters of the word zebra are rearranged in reverse alphabetical order, Imran. On a statistic exam, the mean was 80 at
2.4.
CUOOAU.
2.4.
If 2 first 6-sided dice are rolled, what is the probability that the sum of the numbers rolled is greater than 8? How many types is the solar collectors categorized? What is the name of the first kick at the
Kickoff.
Imran. If 2 first 6-sided dice are rolled, what's the probability that the sum of the numbers rolled is greater than 8?
5/18.
CUOOAU. Complete the series. Plagiarizes to words as dashes to game.
Coach.
Imran. Julius and Daniel face each other. Daniel's shadow is to his right. Which way is Julius facing? The number of words from the letters of the word Bharat in which B and CUOOAU?
360.
If cat is coded as DBU, what is gifts?
EPH.
How many ways can 6 students be selected from a group of
210.
The sum of probabilities of CUOOAU?
1.
What is the synonym of ecological niche? What is the most appropriate measure of central gifts?
Mean.
What is the probability of selecting a consonant from the letters
0?
What is the mean of the numbers 12, 16,
20?
Tolu? What is which tool is commonly used? Lekon.
Pandas.
Electric atmosphere means what?
Excitement.
Alerons. One of these words cannot be formed using the letters of the word gifts.
Major.
In a sample, if the mean is 25,
That's 6. That's 6.
which word is most similar in meaning?
Dessert.
Imran. Complete the series. Taps to light out. Reveal is to what?
Awaken.
Alero. What is the IQR if the first quartile Q1 is 25 and the CUOOAU?
10.
The ring of fire known for its seismic and volcanic activity is associated with which ocean?
Pacific Ocean.
CUOOAU. Which European nation is home to the city of Granada where the Alhambra Palace is located? CUOOAU. What is the variance if all values gift?
0.
What is the median of the numbers?
Well, it just feels like a topsy-turvy battle, this one involving Covenant University and Obafemi Awolowo University, because we saw some magic from Covenant in the first quarter of the first half. However, OAU have overturned that deficit. OAU were like a shining star in the final quarter for the first half, that is, winning by 100 to 40 points. This has set the stage for something dramatic, tantalizing, and exciting when we get to Brain Match, which is the second half and the one that counts the most in the quest for these two schools to get to the grand finale of University Duel 2025, Battle of the Best Brains. Well, my mentors are still here with us. Well, they're excited watching these superstars exuding quality, intelligence, and knowledge in front of the camera. For you, Joseph, it feels like a car where you don't just start on gear 4, gear 1, and then you move faster. And when you hit stop gear, nothing stops you. It feels like that's what OAU came into this contest with.
I'm mental, which I can take a side. So I'm with Ife right now. I really pray for them to be, because it's been making a point, a very strong point about the democratization of knowledge.
I'm also certain that Philomena is thinking, hey, the private schools have stepped up to the plate in recent years, and this is a chance for Covenant to exude such quality.
Yeah, I don't think they are going to fall below expectation. The game is still on. And I like the fact that they are still maintaining their composure. They are still calm, and the steez is there. I'm not even thinking of changing my mind. You know, I'm still supporting them, and I know they will come. They will do better. They will do better. But having said that, I also want to speak to the fact that the the OAU guys, they are doing very well. I said it before. They understand what they have come to do, so they are not taking chances at all. And I just want to also commend the fact that they are coming up. They have seen this as a battle. So anything, they don't want to put chances. They don't want to take chances at all. They are ready to get to the end of this and win the game, but we are still waiting to see.
Still a second half. Second half that matters.
I know that really. CU that I'm supporting, they will still come up.
We want to deal with the Covenant people. Like I said, I will move the money to Ife.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I will say no more right now. One thing is certain though, the fact that OAU have met every level of competition in this entire tournament. So they've taken on LASU, a state-owned university. They played Veritas in the past, a privately owned university. They played against Uniben, a federal-owned university, and they beat all of these sides. So OAU have had experience getting in here. However, it's not over until it's over. We're heading into the second half, the most important part of this contest. Semi-final number 2 for University Duel 2025, Battle of the Best Brains. It's Covenant University battling alongside the quality of OAU.
If a pen costs $20 and the seller offers a 5% discount on every 10 pence per
1,800.
Cauchy's theorem says that the line integral of an analytic function around a closed curve is what?
0.
For a network of 5 nodes connected by 7 edges, what is the minimum number of edges needed to connect all nodes?
4.
A tablet costs $200 and the seller offers a 10% discount on every 10 tablets purchased. How much?
3,600.
For a network of 5 nodes connected by 7 edges, what is... The tablet costs $200 and the seller offers a 10% discount on every 10 tablets purchased. How much is 20 tablets? A microphone costs $120 with a 15% discount on every 50.
3,060.
The n vectors of a symmetric matrix are what?
Parallel.
What is the cost price of an article which is sold for 220 rands at loss of 12%? Given the cost function, Cx equals 4x squared plus 3. How many pages make a chapter of a novel if 150 leaves and 4 chapters?
2.
What is the relationship between tree and leaf?
Whole and part.
Complete the series dresses to tailor dashes.
Furniture.
Which word comes first in the dictionary?
Flurry.
Pick out the odd one, 28, 63, 124, 215, 342.
CCTV.
Complete the series dresses
Furniture.
to tailor dashes. Which word comes first in
Flurry.
the dictionary? If 60 cats kill 60 mice in 60 days, then 14 cats will kill 14 mice in how many days?
14 days.
Complete the series of letters A, B, D, dash, K, P.
F.
Complete this palette. Dash. Palette is to dash, as ceiling is to
rainbow.
Complete the analogy. Bed is to nest, B is to dash. Choose the odd one.
Uranium. Sodium.
Choose the word which is the exact opposite of the given word quiescent.
Active.
Imperious is the opposite of what?
Subservient.
Complete the given number series 1, 3, 10, 41 dash. The layer of the Earth's atmosphere. What term should come next in the given series 1, 5, 9, 13?
21.
Complete the series. Vacillate is to decide. Which letter is 4 places to the right of the letter E in the English alphabet?
I.
What is the missing number in the sequence 100-180-448?
280.
Pick out the wrong term in the given series 1C2, 2F4, 4M8, 8X16.
4M8.
If a computer is like a brain and a printer is like a what?
The mouth.
Complete the series WTRO-.
P.
Choose the odd one.
Archimedes.
Which word appears last in the dictionary?
Throws.
Complete the series whoop is to exuberance as kin is to what?
Diffidence.
What is the meaning of the idiom spill the
Reveal a
beans?
secret.
Complete the series back is to dog as brace.
Steal. Donkey.
Give the antonym of the word commissioned.
Terminated.
Thank you. The Dash passport is the most powerful in the world.
American.
Which is not an example of cryosphere?
Water.
A screwdriver cocktail is orange juice, ice, and which spirit?
Secular.
Which 3-letter word meaning law is the first name of Superman's arch-enemy, Mr. Luthor?
Lex.
Which element constitutes 60% of by weight of table salt?
Sodium.
Which product did the first commercial in the USA advertise?
Coke.
What hairstyling instrument has the same name as the red crest on top of a rooster's head?
Coke.
Lekon, the only country in Asia that has never been ruled by foreign power is what? The capital of Finland is a name featured in a popular movie called what?
Mission Impossible.
The music theory, which letter names the major key that requires no sharps or flats?
F.
6 months day and 6 months night tell what country name?
Switzerland.
Lekon, which Arab country is without a desert?
Kuwait.
Which Australian animal belongs in the avian category?
Wombat.
Who is the all-time leading goal scorer in FIFA Women's World Cup history? The legendary footballer Diego Maradona won the first Scudetto with Napoli in what year?
1987.
The longest tunnel in the world links Switzerland to which European country?
Greece.
Lekon, which of these is not a real sport?
Foot golf.
A group of 5 people is to be arranged in a row. How many?
120.
What is the ranging for values in a data set at the same?
0.
When a data set is bimodal, it has dash.
2 picks.
A fair dice is tossed 2 times. The probability that the second toss value is greater than the first toss is?
1/2.
What is the range if all
0.
values? A card is drawn from a deck of 52. The event E is the card, not the ace of hearts. How many outcomes favor E?
51.
The skewness of normal distribution
1.
is what? What is the mean of the following data?
6.
What is the percentile rank 60 in the data set 50, 55, 60, 65, 70?
50th percentile.
A set contains 15 elements. How many subsets of 2 elements can be formed?
105.
A survey found 40% prefer product A and 60 prefer product B. What is the probability of selecting someone who prefers A?
2/5.
What is the standard deviation of a data set with a mean of 25 and a variance of 36? What is the outlier in the following data set? 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. 1. Using all the letters of the word give.
24.
The graph that represents the cumulative frequencies for the classes in a frequency distribution is A dash.
Bar chart. 3/4.
What is the interquartile
60.
range? If John were to choose 4 pairs from 13 pairs, how many can he choose? Find the meaning of the information 2.13, 3.12, 2.15, 3.08, 2.01, 3.01, 2.41.
3.12.
Fair dice.
1/4.
A boy has 7 trousers and 11 shirts. In how many different ways can
77.
What is the standard deviation of a standard normal distribution?
1.
Now the stage is set for the grand finale for University Duel 2025 Battle of the Best Brains, because we have just seen Covenant University maintain their covenant with success as far as this competition is concerned. They have beaten OAU by a narrow 50 marks to 47. Now this was really some pulsating contest, right, for the brain match. That's the second half. CU had the advantage in the first quarter. and then lost the second quarter by 14 to 23 points. Won the third quarter 4-2, and then got defeated again in the fourth quarter by 21 to 22 marks. So the defining moment for CU was winning that first quarter, Mr. Joseph. And looking at how close this battle is, it just reminds you of the integrity of a competition like this, right?
Yes, because if the whole process didn't come up with a very high level of integrity, then the results will show. You start some very funny results here because somebody would not have really merited to come this far. You'll be seeing results like 40-2. So this neck to neck just shows that the process, has been built with a lot of integrity, very smooth and a lot of transparency. And I've seen that since I've been
less process. And again, it just speaks, Philomena, it speaks of the brilliance, the quality of the two schools to have gotten to this stage, the creme de la creme, the best of the best. And that's why no team was blown away. 50-47. That's really close.
Very close. Very close. So at this stage, no one needs to underestimate another. So that is it. So Confident University, I wish them all the best, but they have to sit up because the margin is quite slim. So I wish them all the best. They're all doing very well. So, but let's see who takes the crown.
So the man who will still be pushing in the race to become MVP, I can imagine, will be Gift, the gifted one for Covenant University, who just keeps amassing the right points for his team. And also shout out to Alero as well as Tolu, competitors for this school that have ensured that they have worked hard. Again, it's also, watching the entire competition, a reminder of how life works. That you could suffer a bit of adversity, but you don't have to give up in life. I'd given this instance at the start. So Covenant University are in the final, but they've lost 2 games in this competition, reminding you that it's not how badly you start, but how well you finish.
Life issues. Life issues. I like that. That's a very strong signal, and I think that you guys should push that
narrative, right?
That it's not, life is not a bed of roses. That's why they say that your road will be rough. The Covenant University road have been rough. That's not stopped them from being where they want to go. And in the same vein, OAU, cannot. They say, okay, because we've not had any bombs, we should now relax. You have to keep pushing to the end. Keep pushing, it's not over until it's over, because an upset can just quite last minute. Oh my God! They can't go back before again.
Oh man.
You don't give them roadblock.
Oh man. Incredible stuff, really. And Philomena, at this stage, there's already the thought process thinking about the grand finale itself, which will be March 30. Now we know the 2 teams in the final. Both are privately owned institutions. Covenant University against Veritas University.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
If they don't lose?
Yeah, they're out.
Are you sure?
So it's heartbreak.
I don't know. He just lost.
Yeah, so their first defeat for Obafemi Awolowo University has been the most painful for them, really, because this has led them to having to go in for the 3rd place match, and they will take on Bells University of Technology in the 3rd place game.
I feel like our levels were down for a while, but we were able to come back after the first quarter of the quick buzz. Then the brain match too, we were down 11-0, but we didn't let that get to us, and we tried to persevere and try to get our heads back. As per what I'm feeling all kinds of emotion. Is it being sad that I couldn't make it to the finals, or happy that it was what a challenge? It was something like that gave me that thrill. That's just what I'm feeling right now.
We tried our best, but it seems our best was not enough. So going forward, we'll try to put more energy and try to win top place.
God will have control.
I have to say, this has to be the most intense game we've played throughout this competition. OAU has had a track record of winning all of their games, right from the preliminaries up to the quarterfinals, and we just won them with a very close margin. From the start of the game, we had the advantage of holding the first quarter, which we put in our best, our strongest point, which is applied maths, where Gift went in and he won it. Then the consecutive quarters, we went in and also we did our best.
This game was very intense. If you ask me, I feel like this should have been more of a final than a semi-final. Going into the finals against Veritas, and Veritas is a great school, but hopefully, since we overcame this challenge, hopefully we'll overcome that one as well.
During the semi-final match, when I saw who I was meant to go up against, it was one of the best contestants in University Duel. So like I had to put on a lot of courage, and hopefully the courage helped me.
This weekend is the climax on University Duel 2025 as University of Lagos, Bells University of Technology, Veritas University deal with food insecurity in Nigeria using technology. This Saturday, 29th March 2025 on Smart Challenge Finals. And on Sunday, it's intellectual blow for blow as Veritas University takes on Covenant University for bragging rights, Nigeria's University STEM Champion 2025. Catch all the action at 5 p.m. this Saturday 29th and Sunday 30th March at YouTube/TheSTEMAFRICA and DSTV Africa Magic Channel 154. It's loud, it's big, it's fun. This is University Duel 2025 Finals, Battle of the Best Brains.
Again, all of these schools can be proud of themselves to have gotten this far. So at the start of the competition, as many as 50 schools around Nigeria made the move to be part of this. And then they had an online test, 16 qualified for the main event. And out of the 16, you're in the final 4. So you certainly have to be proud of yourself, whatever happens below me now.
They should be proud of themselves. It is not easy to get this far. For the fact that they started, they passed through all the challenges, the hurdles, and they came to this stage, and they did amazingly well. But you know, in a competition, one person has to be the winner. At this stage, we've not decided what is going to happen next. So we wish them all the best. It was a fierce battle. They did well. I must tell you, they did very well. We could see the margin.
Yeah, 50-47. Every time I think about it, just a 3-mark disparity, really.
They did very well, despite the fact that at the beginning, they were not forthcoming, but they went back, looked at, reflected on what wasn't being done well, and they came out again with so much energy. And look at the margin is not quite far. It's just a little numbers apart. So they did very well. They should be proud of themselves, and we here, we are proud of them too.
Indeed, OAU is proud of them too. Yeah, so for a great man in Joseph who attended University of Ibadan, who has a connection as well with OAU too. This is where you want to encourage these youngsters. The future is still bright for them, right?
I think they did phenomenally well. Like I already said, to move from 50 schools to get to the last 4, I think they deserve more than a pat on their back. Whoever is at VC, you must give them free lunch when they get kudos to them, kudos to the team. They did very well.
Incredible stuff, exhilarating contest this one, and it is a Covenant University who have come first as they keep chasing for conquest. Now they know that they'll have to battle the brilliance of Veritas University in the grand finale on March 30. And before that grand finale, we'll have the final for the Smart Challenge, that one that sees these schools showcase their ability in practicalizing what they learnt in school through STEM to solve challenges in the environment. And we know that access to food in certain parts of the country is not seamless as we want it to be. So we have to combat the scarcity of food in certain parts of the country. People say we have to do even more with agriculture. We're blessed with cocoa, we're blessed with palm oil or palm fruits. We have groundnuts in the north. How is it that we're so dependent on crude oil and we're not doing more with these agricultural opportunities we have as a nation and resources? That's the right word. So we'll have a chance to see that on Saturday, March 29, the final for the Smart Challenge, before we have the grand finale for University Duel 2025, Battle of the Best Brains on March 30. Joseph and Philomena, thank you so much for joining us for this. And for you, Joseph, first off, as you leave here, I would love you to just share some words of advice to these. You are somebody who's now a boss, and you are an employer of labor. And even while you were talking off the camera, and you were talking about the rudiments you go through these days if you want to employ staff to your company. So you want to share some words of advice to these young ones as to...
are quite lucky because I think God has given them the capacity to engage in this age. So this is the age of application. This is the age of technology. This is the age of science. You get me now? And then God has put them in a position whereby they can apply these things. You get? So as you go out there, you know that you must perform very confidently and because you want to look up to you. So you guys are, I want to say that I am passionately optimistic about Nigeria, and why I am that way is because of this younger generation. They are doing phenomenal things in sectors like technology, sectors like entertainment, in logistics, in services, in distribution. Do you get me now? Because they see things differently. And and they understand technology, which is the driving force of this age. You get me now? So kudos to them.
All right, guys, you can hear that from an employer of labor. Practicalize what you're learning in school, and the future is very bright for you. How about you, Philomena? You also have a company too that serves people, you know, and I know that you've monitored and followed the beat of the Smart Challenge too. So it's just an all-encompassing feeling, this University Duel and Smart Challenge experience, because it's beyond what you know with what you learnt in school to being able to practicalize, making presentations, trying to convince judges and the audience that what you're selling makes more sense. And you're into that kind of business too, where you have to convince people.
Yeah, so it's a very good one that these students, they have the opportunity to pitch whatever solution they have put together before the judges. It's also preparing them ahead of what they're coming out to face there. You know, I was discussing with you a few minutes ago that the grants that and loans that are available now to entrepreneurs are quite the age gap there. They're saying between 18 and 35. So anyone who is within this age range has to take the advantage now, especially those in the university. Begin to let that entrepreneurial spirit come on now. So you have already the platform for you to showcase your business. So work more on it, be focused, and these opportunities are there. In our time, when we started, it wasn't there. But now you are having access to it. So please don't throw it away. Whatever you are learning in school, you're going to practicalize it. You're going to face it in the real time. So, and we look forward to many amazing innovations that these young ones are coming up with. And we know that success is sure guaranteed for them.
Indeed, that's what we crave and pray for them. It's beyond this competition. It's about preparing you for the real world. And we're hoping that we can see you as shining stars in the years to come, exuding quality and ensuring that as Nigerians we can be proud of what you learnt in school. On that note, thank you very much, Joseph and Philomena, for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
so much. I was honored to be in your company, and I learned a few things too, speaking to you off the camera. I was just taking notes.
I learned a lot listening to you talking.
Oh wow, you just made me very humble. And I wouldn't want you to grumble. Okay.
Thank you.
That's the size of our package for our semi-final day 2. We're done. The next thing we'll be thinking about as the University Duel 2025 will be the final proper. One more time, just to remind you, it's going to be Covenant University taking on Veritas, 2 privately owned institutions. There will be the third place match that will happen an hour before the final, so you can catch up with us at the TheSTEMAFRICA on YouTube, and then the final. So March 30, the dates for that final. Veritas against Covenant University. March 29 on Saturday, day before the final. We should enjoy the experience around the Smart Challenge. So we find out between University of Lagos, Bells and Veritas, which of these 3 will get the 2 million naira grant to finance their innovation, courtesy of Smart Challenge 2025. My name is Chuma Nolly. It was an honor doing this. Feel free to keep following us on social media and keep rooting for the school you believe should win the ultimate prize at the end of the championship. Have yourselves a blessed night, and a reminder to you that in life, if you do not do the campaign, you may not be able to pop the champagne. So when working hard, please don't complain, because there has to be a bit of pain to achieve gain, so sudden success doesn't drive you insane. Next time, I'll see you again. Till then, take care.